All right, so we got people talking about Tyreek Hill to the Detroit Lions. I think, and I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I think the only way that works is you get rid of J-Mo. You got people talking about, this is, a reach for content season. Even with the Pistons being good, I gotta continue to say the major Detroit sports platforms don't like basketball, and I've already explained that in the previous video. They don't like it. They don't like talking basketball. So really, that's for a lot of the YouTubers to keep it alive and really bang out the basketball videos and celebrate the Pistons because they won't do it. A lot of them older radio, the Wilbur Sports, it don't have a Detroit vibe. I like some of the people on there, and I know I really dislike since they got rid of that weird Arabic dude. That dude was just weird. I don't know his name. He was weird, but no, it don't give hip. It don't give Detroit. It's so many misrepresentations of the city of Detroit, right? And 97 ticket give old. They talk baseball. Nobody care about baseball, bro. Millennials didn't care about baseball. We played it. We didn't care about it. It's funner playing it than watching it. Was this Gen Z? They don't give a hell about. They definitely don't give two damns in the what about baseball. So they'll sit there and they'll just talk baseball, and I'm not listening to that. I follow it, but I'd rather talk about hockey. But now it's just like, okay, we need to reach for content. It's not even like, okay, we got the Pistons doing good, the Tigers making some move, but Pistons wings doing solid. Let's talk about them. Can't. It's just reach season. Well, if I trade the guy, it'd be J-Mo, and it's like, okay, cool. If you trade J-Mo, I trade J-Mo for this, and I trade J-Mo for Max Crosby. Hey, they don't need Max Crosby. Let me just keep it. They don't need Max Crosby. In theory, it sounds good. He a hometown guy. Man, they need somebody that can hold the fort. They don't bring back Al-Quayed Muhammad. They need a solid dude and then a guy they can count on. So a Bradley Chubb, draft a guy, or draft a couple guys, or get a solid veteran get a couple solid guys there, and that's what they need. They don't need a Max Crosby. Now, if you tell me I can get somebody that's super athletic like a Michael Parsons on that, then that's what they missing up front. You tell me I can get a Jeffrey Simons, then I'm willing to talk. Somebody that can really rush the passer on the inside, I'm willing to talk. But Max Crosby, no. Like I said, if they do it, shout out to them. I'm not mad at it. But trading J-Mo, if they traded him, you look at Tyreek Hill, but then you gotta ask yourself, okay, if I trade him and I get Tyreek Hill, is Tyreek Hill gonna be back? How long is it gonna be till Jared Goff and Tyreek Hill, find their rhythm? Jared Goff been with J-Mo and they still ain't found the rhythm. It was the first time they consistently, until all the receivers went down, found the rhythm. The one thing about Jared Goff that a lot of people got an issue with is that Jared Goff has a hard time forming rapport with. It takes time. It takes time. Even St. Brown, he didn't get St. Brown turned up. Tim Boyle did. Tim Boyle and St. Brown started clicking when Goff went out that year. That first year. He went out, I think, injured in that Pittsburgh game, and then Tim Boyle came in and he turned up Amon-Ra St. Brown. Then they picked up, Goff picked it up. So to be honest, Amon-Ra St. Brown really got his feet wet with Tim Boyle. That ain't talked about enough. So Jared Goff he struggles with just forming rapport. So you bring in Tyreek Hill, who coming off a knee injury, right? How long does he recover, and how quick do him and Jared Goff get recovery? That's the thing about it. That's the only way I see them getting Tyreek Hill. Because you got Tesla, you got Amon-Ra, you got J-Mo. Where does he fit in at then? Somebody got to go. Ain't gonna be Amon-Ra St. Brown. Really, Isaac Tesla, your big receiver. So that's the question. So if you are going to move, you want to get a guy, you don't want to give up draft capital, you want to get a Kayvon Thibodeau, or you want to get somebody else that available, trade for an established left tackle. Hey, I'm not mad if they get rid of J-Mo. I like J-Mo, but if they get in a position of need, they able to get a superstar left tackle, superstar center, you know, and they feel like Tyreek Hill is a good backup, good luck. Good luck. I wouldn't bank on it. Because then, guess what? Let's say he do recover and he 90% or 100% of what he was. What if Goff struggling to get him the ball? He's going to cause locker room problems. It's going to cause locker room problems. Then you also hearing the Waddle kid want out. The Waddle kid allegedly want out. So I'd rather look into getting the Waddle kid if I was giving up J-Mo. I think that Waddle kid just, so honestly, it just don't make sense. It don't make sense. Unless you losing a receiver or you get him at a very good discount, what makes sense for Tyreek Hill? Come off knee injury, it might be tough for him, but going to back to Kansas City makes sense for him. Going back to Kansas City makes sense for him. You know, going to Buffalo makes sense for him. I know that leg gonna hurt playing out there, but if he want to go somewhere more solid for that knee, and be, you know, maybe going to the Houston Texans. I mean, but then again, there's some quarterback issues there. You know, the Chargers, you know, they got a couple good receivers, but then, you know, Lad McConkey, he had a sophomore slump. But then again, you know, the Chargers could use a guy like him. Bo Nix and them could use a guy like that out there in Denver. So it's plenty of places that, you know, Houston, Dallas can use them. You know, they franchise tag Pickens or not. Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, I'm pretty sure they can find a way to make that fucking work. But just somewhere he in a dome or somewhere warm, it's probably best for that knee to be keep it real. You know, capable quarterback, you know, that's probably also on the list. So I don't know. But I think, you know, we just taking the weather out of it. I think going back to Kansas City was best for him. But yeah, it's overkill. The Lions got to worry about a center, which they should go out all out and get that Listrom kid if he's free. They should take every resource they got and sign that center. That way you can move Tate, the left guard, Mahogany, the right guard. They can fight out the right guard position, and then that draft capital can go right to a left tackle. Whatever you know, they will find the best tackle available somewhere in the draft and get that tackle. That personally, that's what I would do. But if I felt good about Tate playing center, no problem. Tate at center. I'm putting Mahogany on the right guard, right? If Decker decides to come back, I'm going to draft the best available guard. I'm going to draft the best available tackle I feel fit for left tackle, play him at left guard. And then when Decker ready to step, he got to step out and take some time, put that rookie at left tackle. Then I finesse the guard position with Frazier or Giovanni or whatever, and then we'll push it. But, you know, if I'm not sure about my center and I can get Listrom, center, left guard, Tate, right guard, Mahogany, Frazier, they can figure that shit out, and I'm drafting a tackle. Now, I think that's the best case scenario. So, hit the link in the description. You say find me everywhere. That's the link tree. You can find me everywhere there. Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.